Hey guys, it's Rachel, and today we are making this 3-tier cake that combines two of my favorite things, playing Farm Hero Saga and Candy Crush Jelly Saga. I'm also making the top layer of the cake red, and I am really excited to tell you guys about that. But first, I want to say a big thank you to King for sponsoring this video. You guys know I love their apps, they're so fun, so when they approached me about this opportunity, I was super excited to tell you guys about it. And that brings me to why the top layer of the cake is red. For those of you that don't know, RED is an organization that is working to create an AIDS-free generation, and if you go to Apple's App Store from November 30th to December 6th, 100% of your purchase of the Hunters Pack in Farm Hero Saga or the Marvelous Mix in Candy Crush Jelly Saga will go towards the fight to end AIDS. I've given you guys a link to both apps in the description box below so you can download them and check them out, and remember that all contributions will go towards the fight to end AIDS, so it can really make a difference in the world and in someone's life. And now without further ado, let's get started on our cake. To start off, we're going to get our 10-inch cake layer prepped. So here I just have a cake board, and I'm just going to apply some buttercream frosting to the board. Then I'll grab my 10-inch cake layer and just press that on top. Then I'll take some more buttercream frosting and just pipe a spiral in the center. That's just going to be the filling for our layer. And then I'll just spread it out with my offset spatula, nothing too fancy yet. Now we're going to lay on our next 10-inch cake. And I'll leave a really good vanilla cake recipe in the description box below so you guys can make these from scratch if you like to. And then I'll add on some more filling and spread it out. And then finally, one last layer of 10-inch cake. I know, this is definitely the hugest cake we've ever made on Kawaii Sweet World. And then I'm just going to go ahead and crumb coat it. This is just a nice thin layer of frosting to lock in all of those crumbs. Now I'm just going to go ahead and spread out my frosting. You just want this in a nice even thin layer. Then we're just going to pop this into the fridge for about 15 minutes or so, just so the crumb coat can firm up. It's kind of tricky to get it off the board, but just be careful. Once it comes out of the fridge, I'm just going to pop that back onto my cake stand. Then we're going to take some blue frosting and just frost the outside. And now I'm just going to take my offset spatula and just smooth this out. And then once you've got your frosting all on there, you're going to take a cake scraper, or you can just use a big ruler, and I'm just going to scrape off the excess frosting. This gets it super smooth. You get that nice flat finish frosting. Might take a couple attempts as you can see, but in the end it turns out super pretty. Once you finish that, you're just going to go ahead and tuck in those edges on the top. Can't have any straggler frosting there. At this point, we're going to pop in some cake dowels. These just help support the cake on top so that it doesn't kind of like sink into the first cake layer. And you can buy those dowels at any craft store, or you can just use a large straw. And now our Farm Hero Saga base layer is finished. We're going to move on to the Candy Crush Jelly Saga layer now. This is just the same process but with a pink frosting instead. Don't forget to pop in your cake dowels too. And that's it. So far, so easy. And then we're going to finish it off with our red cake layer. Same process, just using red frosting. If you ever wanted to master flat frosting cakes, this is definitely a good cake to make. I got a ton of practice making this. And now we're going to set that aside too. Now we can move on to our decorations. I'm just taking some chartreuse fondant here, and I'm just going to knead it and roll it out. This is going to be for the hills on our Farm Heroes layer. Once you've got that nice and smooth, go ahead and grab yourself a ruler. Then I'm just going to take a pizza cutter and just cut a straight line across the bottom. Just like that. Now peel off that bottom part and cut yourself a nice wavy hill. Pretty simple. Peel off the scraps. And then you just want to press your hill onto the cake. Moving on to our little cropsies, we're going to make the carrot cropsy first. I'm just taking some orange fondant here, and I'm shaping it into kind of like a teardrop shape. Then we're going to add the leaves on top with some lime green fondant. And then just press that on top. The water cropsy is basically the same thing except without the little leaf on top, just a nice teardrop shape. The apple is kind of this ovally shape with a little divot on the bottom. Once that's done, I'm going to press a brown stem on top and set that aside. And then the strawberry is actually the same thing as the carrot, but just in red. Set him aside too. And then finish it off with the onion. You're just gonna make kind of like a Christmas ornament shape and then add some details using a toothpick. Then the final detail is just to add on some little V shapes of fondant for the kind of like green bit on top. Now we're gonna add on some features using candy melts. Here we've got some strawberry seeds, and those are just some yellow candy melts. Then we're going to add little eyes onto all of these. I'm just using some white candy melts here. Then I'm going to take the same color as the body and just create kind of an iris for all of them. Then I'll use some chocolate to add on the pupil, and then a tiny white sprinkle for the little eye shine. And don't forget to make them smile too. Then repeat for all of your different cropsies. These are too cute. I love how they look. They're just so happy and smiley. If my vegetables looked like this, I would honestly eat so many of them. Now to stick these onto the cake, I'm going to brush some water on the back of the fondant, and then just stick them onto the hill. And now we're just going to cut out Hunter from the game. He's just going to be on the side of the cake, just kind of watching over the cropsies and just being happy and wagging his tail. And then don't forget to leave a little bit of paper on the bottom so you can fold it back and tuck him into the cake. Once Hunter is all ready to go, we're just going to add this to our cake. I later swapped him out for the hero version of Hunter that is in the red themed Hunters pack. It's super cute and I love how he looks with his little cape. And that is all there is to it, to the Farm Hero Saga layer. It's so cute. But now it is time to move on to our Candy Crush Jelly Saga layer. So I'm going to add my pink cake on top. And I'm using 2 spatulas there to give me a hand. No pun intended. And then I'm going to pipe a white border around the outside just to cover any imperfections. And by the way, I'm just using a star tip there. And that is the pretty white border. Now we're going to make the jellies of our Candy Crush Jelly Saga layer. These are all really simple. I'm just making them out of fondant. We've got the little yellow teardrop, along with our green square jelly, our orange oval, and it has a little center oval as well. I'm just making that with a cake dowel. You also want to make a teal donut shape. I'm just making a circle there, and then I'm going to press my cake dowel right on through. Then for the flower shaped jelly, I'm going to roll out some purple fondant. Then I'll just take a flower cookie cutter and just cut out a little flower. And then to finish that one off, I'm just going to take a toothpick and define the petals. Our last jelly is going to be the red jelly bean. This one is really easy, just form it into kind of like a jelly bean shape, I guess. And that's all there is to it, to your jellies. Now I'm just going to go ahead and press these onto our cake layer. Line them up any way you like. Super cute. And now I'm just going to cut out Jenny, who is the hero for our Candy Crush Jelly Saga layer. And now I'm just going to tape a cake pop stick to the back. Then just pop Jenny into your cake. And now we have one more cake layer to go. I know this cake is giant, but we're going to add on the red layer now. Then just pipe on another white border to hide any imperfections. This is also the largest cake that I've ever made, so yeah, that's me celebrating there. And now we're going to make the red logo. Here I have some white candy melts in a piping bag, and I'm just going to pipe this out onto some wax paper. Then I'll use a toothpick to spread it out, and then repeat for all the different letters. You'll notice that I have the design printed backwards here, and that's just so we can flip it over and have a nice smooth side for our cake. Once you finish piping out all of the different letters, I also like to go back over the letters with some more candy melts just to make them nice and strong so they don't break on us. Remember that it doesn't matter what the backside looks like because we're going to be flipping it over anyways. And then just let those set. Then once your candy melts are set, just go ahead and peel them off of the wax paper. And then you can just stick those onto your cake. And that's it. This cake is massive and I love how it came out. I think it's super, super cute. Alright guys, our 3-tier cake is finished now and this looks amazing. This is actually the biggest cake that we've ever made on Kawaii Suit World, so I am super excited that it goes to such a good organization too, and that's why I was really excited about this opportunity. You guys know that I love philanthropy and I love working with charities, so I was so excited to partner with King and bring you guys this video. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the description box below because I'll have a link to Farm Hero Saga and Candy Crush Jelly Saga so you guys can download it and check it out. And I think that's about it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already because I post 2 new videos every week. You can also follow me on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. And then check out my website for the full recipe. And I'll see you guys all very soon. Bye guys!